Hi, it's Eminem again, Colin from Let's Go Fishing. Now I've just showed you a few things that I carry in my bag. Now believe it or not, all that stuff goes into a bag like that. Now that's a good idea, having one of these brilliant things. Carry your landing net and keep net in there. And there's room to stick all your bait boxes in the side if you get a small seat. Now, I'm not going to run off the picture now because I should have brought it down with me. You know your normal, you got your garden chairs, your green garden chairs. Don't get taking them fishing because they take up too much room in your car or in your van. The best thing to do is, you know them ones that you can fold out like it's on the beach? One of them. If you don't want to buy a total box, you buy your little bits first. Right, one of the most important things you will need is a brolly. Keep it dry. Remember when I was talking about, I was at Arvington saying I strapped all, excuse the expression, strapped all mine down with your cords. See this little hole in the top there? Yep. You can put a cord in there, tie it, and whichever the way, because this one bends, you can tilt. So if I've got the wind coming from behind me, I can tilt it back, tie it down, tie it down and tie it down. And the things I said you can buy clips for, these are the clips. They're really useful things. You might have to look on Amazon for these. Amazon. For them, to hold your brolly down. They're brilliant. See the way that is there? It's a clip that slides together. Brilliant for an umbrella. Make sure you have it equal on each side, not in front of you, equal on each side, so it doesn't rock about. I just felt a bit of rain. Equal each side, brilliant, and the one on the top. That's if it's a windy day. That's another necessity. Another necessity you need is rod rests. Now, that rod rest, I can stick it in the bank like that, but it's going to be no good. Excuse me with the cigarette a minute. Tilt it up, tighten, rest your rod on it at an angle. Brilliant, good one. I always carry 3 of those because they're good. But I didn't do it at Harvington, which I should have done. I was on my moppies. I can hear the rain coming. Oh, sod off. And I've got all my equipment out, never mind. It'll dry out. Another type of rod rest like that. Another type of rod rest like that. Don't rain. Who cares? I'm going to get wet anyway, my bloody drip. Keep net. Now remember I said I was on a contest. See, that's your keep net. Micro mesh. See me through it. Ooh. But that is a 10-foot keep net. That's if you're on a river and you want to catch fish, or you're catching fish and you want to see what you caught at the end of the day. Again, one of them poles there, what you can use for your rod rest, stick in there. Luckily enough, this is one of these nets where I can stick in and stick any way. That twists. Oh, it's a thing here that twists, and it can sit like that on my bank, like that on the bank, like that, stick it down or inwardly. Brilliant tool. I haven't put a fish in here for about 10 years. Because as I said, I've got leisure fishing now. Not match fishing anymore. Also, you need a nice pair of boots. You can go to a tackle shop and you can spend mega bucks on a pair of waterproof boots. Warm ones, toasty ones, that keep your feet warm even when it's -2, -3, -4. if you want to go out fishing in the freezing cold. Fair play, because I do is I go down the coast on the seawall, waves, get drowned. So to keep me dry, put that in the bin later. To keep me dry, weather gear. Now this is plain green one. Yep, straps over your shoulders, lovely. Jacket to match. And these here, these are lovely and warm. Don't wear a thick jumper under them because you will roast like nobody's business. And I'd rather be warm than roasted. So I know I'm a chef, but I don't want to be cooking myself, do I? That's your plain green one. You can get them in all colours. But I like these ones. I think there's another. This is a lightweight one. That's a heavyish one compared to this. Really nice. Thermal. Nice inside. Put your phone in or whatever you want to stick in there. Pockets. Blue rag. That's me. Oh, sea fishing rag. Smells of mackerel. Yeah. And then you got your trousers to match. Yeah. Again. Zippy down at the front. Comes wide open. So if you need to relieve yourself, you got room. So have a tinkle. Okay. It's terrible when you need a number two because you've got to find somewhere to run and get a number two. Then you've got to take it all off. Yes, so that is what I do. I suggest if you start fishing, start to learn to fish, go with the two main rods, one float rod, yeah, one ledger rod, yeah. Don't get crazy and go and buy everything in the shop. Again, I will list it. Rod and reel, two rod rests, a landing net and a landing net pole. All depends what landing net you want to get. You can have one of them small ones or one of the big ones like I use, so I can get the fish in. Lovely, that's all I care about, as long as they're safe. You need your hooks, you need spare line, you need pliers, you need scissors, you need a knife, you need this. One of the most important things is a disgorger for the fish. So when you've got a hook down the fish's throat, you can get it out easy. Another most important thing is bait. Bait tins, right? Just get them. If you don't buy a bait tin, use an old plastic biscuit tin. Use them, even for your ground bait, or even little thing Tupperware stuff. If you want to buy them, but make sure they've got holes in for when you put your maggots in, because your maggots do breathe air, believe it or not. Silly as it sounds, they do breathe air. Also, that's all I can say really, is that make sure you got your hooks, your leads, your swim feed, your method feeder, your floats, your shots, of course, for your float. I forgot about the shots. Make sure they're lead-free shots. And make sure the hooks that you buy, if you're going to, you can buy two lots. You can buy your barbed ones or your barbless ones. Now, your barbed ones I would use on a river. Yeah, but you say that's like the same as being on a lake. Now it's completely different, because that fish is fighting against the current and you wanting to stay on. So you use, they're called microbarbs. If you can get the microbarbs, they are absolutely fantastic. They give the fish less stress. I tie my hooks from the rod line But if a beginner, I would suggest, I will show you how to tie, again on a hook, I'll do another hook tying video. A hook tie with weaker line on what your line is on the rod. Now your rod could be £10 line, and your hook link will be about £5, £6. Make sure it's a lot less than what you got in your rod. Give the fish a fight, because if you get a fish caught in the reeds, bang, the fish can snap off. You don't want to cause the fish too much stress. Okay, most important thing is when you're fishing, always consider what you're catching. Okay, only maybe a fish that swims in the water, but it's a life. It's something that you gotta respect while you're fishing. Because once you get into fishing, and then you start catching from stuff like that, to stuff like that, to stuff like that, stuff like that, and that deep, I tell you, it's the most best experience you'll ever have. The day I caught the bass down at Blue Anchor Bay, I was amazed. I thought it was a cod. I thought, wow, I've caught a lovely cod. Yum yum. But I wasn't eating fish at the time. But now I respect what I caught. I gotta admit, I've done a stupid thing. A big boo-boo error. Until I watched the program on fishing on the telly. It was like a nature program on the telly I was watching, and it was telling you about certain fish, the way they grow. That fish that size, 34 inches long, 14 £, 2. I was ecstatic. Wow, look what I've caught. And like a numpty, plonk on the head and give it to somebody for their barbecue. Yeah, but how old that fish was, that size. And it upset me after I found out. I wrapped my brain and thought, why did you do that, you plonker? Because I was new at it. I didn't really understand. But once you start learning things about fishing and understanding about the fish you're catching. Somebody said to me, eels. Yeah. Do you know where eels come from? The Sargasso Sea. Yeah. Come over. They start out. I've got one in my garden somewhere. Yeah. They start out swimming across the Sargasso Sea like that, like a leaf. And as they get closer to Britain, they thin out, and they're about that long, and they're called alvers. And then they stay in our rivers for quite a long time. So I've been fishing down, again, Blue Anchor Bay, and I have caught a river eel, even though it's an estuary. It goes into the sea, so it's brackish water coming from the Severn and from the Avon and from other little rivers, tributaries that run into the Bristol Channel. Them little alvers grow to be like this. Now I caught this eel and I thought, what's a river eel doing in here? Now a river eel, their eyes are small, but when they're going back to the Sargasso Sea, they get bigger, like a conger eel. And the reason why that means they are ready for mating and breeding. They don't breed in the rivers. They go back to the Sargasso Sea, where they all meet up and and they breed, lay eggs, and then they all start swimming back again. It's a cycle. Now they have, there's a wasp there. They have stopped alver fishing for the time being on the River Severn and on other rivers. So the eels can replenish themselves. Now, you can believe me, you can believe me not. Get on the internet. I can't say internet because I'm anorexic. Disco technique. No. Dyslexics. That's it. I got it right again. I have to think about these things. You go on the internet and look up the history of where eels come from. Sargasso Sea. I don't know where the bloody Sargasso Sea is. All I know is out there somewhere. They swim across, just like salmon. Just like salmon trout. No, sorry, sea trout. I was in a place called, where was it now? Linton and Lynmouth. Beautiful little village, Linton and Lynmouth. In 1952, Lynmouth got wiped out by a massive flood that come down. Rocks and everything come down, smashed all the houses and half of the street. 1952. And that river, if you go up the valley, a place over the road called the Valley of Rocks, another river that runs into the river again. But you got a river further on up. There's a place there called Watersmeet. So I've gone up there, walked down, had a walk around, looked at the river, lovely, and I seen a bloke fly fishing. And I went, hey mate, how you doing? So I didn't think, he said, I haven't had a rise. So I'm walking down looking, and there's a bit of an eddy. If you don't know where an eddy is, like a backswing of water. And I looked down, and all I could see was this big bloody paddle off us. I thought it was a salmon. And it was just doing that in the top of the water. I went, excuse me, mate. He looked at me, he's gone, what? I said, there's one right underneath my feet. So I walked away from the riverbank to give him the chance, because I didn't want to disturb that fish. Bang. Draw, draw, draw. It rose, but he never took it. So he's over it again with his fly. Now this is game fishing. Over it again. No. 5 times, no, not 5. About 6 times. Bang. On a 6th cast. Bang. Using a wet fly, fish come up, grabbed it, hit it, and he was there for at least 15 minutes trying to bring this fish in. When he got it in, I'm telling you, I have never seen a sea trout so big. I've caught a little sea trout myself years ago when I was a kid, when I was about 13. No, I was 13, on a little cheapo rod, what you got from Woolworths, 2-piece, bit of lead, caught a little sea trout, lovely, only about that big. This bloke's sea trout was about this big, about that deep, and the paddle on it was as big as my hand, from the top to the bottom. It was about there, the paddle was like that, and I went, wow. He weighed it, I think it was about 10 pounds, just over 10 pounds. But he said, do you want to have a look, mate? And I never had a camera on me, because I would have loved to have took a picture of it, with me holding it. But I took a picture of him on his camera. And he said, thanks for that, mate. He said, because that is a picture I will treasure. And then after he'd done his fishing, he said, do you fancy coming up for a cup of coffee at Watersmeet? I went, yep, no problem. Great stuff. See, that's what you do. You help people out. If you spot something, point it out. If you see danger, point it out. Another tip I will give you is, if you ever go on a river, you've got a steep bank like that. Yeah. And it's the only place you can get to. It's like that. Take a long piece of rope. Okay, tie it around a tree, a good sturdy tree, at the bottom, not the top of course, on the bottom, not a little twig, it's got to hold your weight. If you're a big lad like me, I mean, I say a big lad, I'm 14 stone now, I lost a lot of weight. Always remember, you got to pull yourself up, put knots in it, and you're going to say, well, what's that going to do? when you're on a bank like that. Well, if you've got a part where you can sit down, yeah. Again, if you've got a little leather belt on your trousers, or a little one of these pull cord, you know, these ones you can buy now, pull cord ones, yeah. Stick it on, or get one with a loop in it. Tie that piece of rope in the back, just in case you do whoop, and that river takes you away. It won't. You'll still be on that branch. Okay, folks, that's my last tip of the day. Farewell, my friends, my subscribers, my thumbs ups, and what's the other one? Yeah. Spread the word, please. Really appreciate it if you would. Because as I said, I'm trying to get people to fish, learn how to fish, state of mind, family time. And this is hammer time. Goodbye.